Hi, this is Janae Linkus Farmer, and this video is on MBT2 on the task and common revisions for that task. So I'll go over everything to do that might trip you up a little bit and make sure that you do understand how to work through this. As always, we're here to help you, so email your course instructor when you start the course. Remember that our name and our picture and all of our contact information will display in your course of study, and just send us an email as soon as you see that asking for our tips and tricks the day you start the course. Always remember that you can check the course tips and course announcements. Those areas will also have information that will be helpful for you. And you can always send your drafts for review. Remember, we can look at it one time before you submit to evaluation and make sure you're on the right track or let you know what you need to work on. So here's the task breakdown for MBT2. Now, this may seem like a really big task, but it really isn't. So I tell students every day that this is around 2 pages, and I'm not kidding. I'm not lying to you. I'm telling you it's 2 pages. I know it looks like it's huge when you read through it, but if you follow my instructions and you get the template, which we're going to cover in a second, you'll see how to break this down and how to make this task manageable so that you can get through this course and get on to other ones. So there are 5 components to this task. They will all go in one document, so do this in Word. You will have a summary, recommendations, justifications, and then you will have what I refer to as H and I. Those are the rubric prompts, H and I. There is a template available. Kind of looks like this, so I'm going to give you an idea of what it looks like. When you see at the very top data storage, that's a target area. So you will be covering 5 target areas, and you are told which ones they are. So in the plan, there are a lot of different target areas, but you're only concentrating on the 5. The very first one is data storage. And you can see that I have that heading for data storage. I have a little space there. That's where you're going to put your summary. And then you're going to have a subheading for recommendations. You must have 2 recommendations. And then under that, you will have your justifications and you will justify those recommendations. Then you'll move on down to the next target area and you'll follow that same format. So that's kind of how the template looks. Again, all you have to do is email your course instructor and get that template. So your very first section is your summary. So the summary is in all 5 target areas. So you have to summarize what's in the plan for those target areas. So what do they have now? Not what you want them to have, but what do they have now? What's currently there? So if we were to look at data storage, for instance, we can look under data storage, we can look under data center, we can look under the infrastructure section of the plan. And you'll see a lot of different data that's out there, and some of it may be valid for this that you'll want to include. Now, I will tell you the data storage area is the bigger area to summarize, so there's a lot more data in the plan on that. So this one may be a little bit bigger than subsequent target areas. So you'll just summarize what's in the plan for the data storage. You'll do that for each of the 5 target areas. What is in the plan for those target areas? Next thing you're going to do is make your recommendations. And again, I'm kind of using the template as a model here, and we're using data storage. So now we've summarized what's currently in the plan for data storage. Now it's time to make recommendations for changes. You have to have at least 2 recommendations. That is required. It will not pass without at least 2. Now, those have to be specific recommendations to update this plan, and they have to be different. So you can't just say, I'm going to go with a cloud system. That won't work. You have to name a specific cloud system. And then your next recommendation has to be something else. So you have to look at what they have now and what recommendation you have for a change to that plan. And it can't be another cloud, if that's what you go with. It can't be another cloud. And I'm not saying the cloud's the answer. I'm saying, you can go with lots of different things. Students do a lot of different things with this one. And as long as you can justify it, you're good to go. So don't think that there's one specific recommendation that you can make. I'm giving you an example. But your second recommendation definitely needs to be different from that. So the next section is a subheading under that target area. And again, we're using data storage to show you how this works. So we have our summary, then we've made our two recommendations, and now we're going to justify those recommendations. So why did you make those recommendations? Based on the goals of this company. This is a company that wants to go global. So why do your recommendations work for this company going global? You can go into a lot of detail about specific technologies, why they would work for this company. You may be dismantling something, you may be adding something, you may be upgrading something. Whatever you're doing, you have to justify why you're doing it for this specific company that is going global. So again, you can see how I've laid this out. This is specifically for data storage target area, but you're going to do this over and over for each target area. So data storage will be the first one in the template. You'll go all the way down through the justifications, and then you'll go on to the next target area, and you'll do the same format for it until you finish all 5 target areas. Now, this next section actually is a separate section for from those target areas. These are going to be paragraphs. I do not recommend that you do H and I in bullet points. People try to do that and it doesn't work. Put it in a discussion paragraph format. H is market challenges and opportunities addressed. So you will explain in a paragraph how the updated globalization plan addresses international market opportunities and the challenges of a global economy. Now, the best way to do this is to identify the challenges, and when I say challenges, I mean 2 of them, and the opportunities, and I mean 2 of them at least, that the company was facing. So you'll detail those out, and then you're going to talk about how your updated plan, so meaning your recommendations now have gone into play. So everything you recommended in the target areas have gone into action. How did that updated plan address those challenges and opportunities? So it's easier to identify the challenges and opportunities first, and then talk about how your updated plan addressed those. That will be H. Again, that is a paragraph. I would put a heading, H, market opportunities and challenges addressed, or something like that. But make sure you put H as the heading for that section so the evaluators can clearly see what it is. The next section is I. It's going to be in a similar format to H, so it is a separate rubric section, and it's the market challenges and opportunities that may result. So slightly different than H. I will tell you that these two do get confused a lot because there's just this minor difference, and if you pay attention to the difference, you'll see how to do these. So you're going to explain in a paragraph what challenges and opportunities may result from the company implementing and maintaining its IT globalization plan. So then this is the updated plan that you've done, and this is what may happen, what could happen. Now this is not limited to IT. You've got to think about this company is going global, it's going to multiple countries. What all comes into play from multiple countries? What might happen, what could go on, what challenges and opportunities are they going to face, or may they face, what may result for this. So really think about what might happen. Again, you're not limited to IT, and make sure that you have 2 opportunities and 2 challenges. They are plural. They want to see at least 2 of them each. So common revisions on this one. It is very simplistic. People don't put 2 recommendations. That is a big one that people do not do, and they are not specific and they are not separate. So again, I gave you the example of I recommend the cloud, I recommend a new data center, I recommend this. They're not, they're not specific, and I can't make the exact same recommendation for both of these. So if I were to say, I'm going to go to Amazon Web Services, and my next recommendation is I'm going to go to Azure. Well, those are the same thing. So why would I do that? I wouldn't do that. I would go with one or the other. So the next recommendation needs to be separate from that. So that's what I mean by they need to be two specific and separate recommendations. H is another area that often comes back, and that is again two challenges and two opportunities, and how your updated plan addresses those. You have to do two of each. If you do not address both and two of each, it will not pass. Again, it needs to be in a paragraph format. I often comes back as well because of, again, two challenges and two opportunities. And because this one is slightly different, these two can come back because oftentimes people will do I and H, and so you have to remember the purpose of what you're doing. I is challenges and opportunities that may result from implementation of the updated plan. So challenges and opportunities that may result. Again, these do not have to be IT components. This could be anything as far as a challenge and an opportunity. So make sure you have two of those, and remember that that H and I are different in that aspect because H is focused on how your updated plan addressed the identified challenges and opportunities. I is what challenges and opportunities may result. So they are slightly different, and they can be confusing. So just pay attention to the requirements, and you may write something in H and go, you know what, that really fits I. So put it down there if you think that's the way it is. But really read through them and pay attention to the may result for I and how your updated plan address challenges and opportunities for H. And that is the task for MBT2 technological globalization. It does include common revisions. So what I recommend is when you get your task completed that you send it over to your assigned course instructor for review. So do that before you submit to evaluation because we cannot look at it once you submit it to evaluation. We'll have to let the evaluation take place. But if you send it to us before you submit, we can give you a look and see if everything's okay before you turn it in and let you know if you need to make any revisions. Glad to help. Please let me know if you have any questions, or your assigned course instructor, let them know if you have any questions, and we will get you through this course quickly. Thanks. Have a great day.